And welcome once again to Mesilla Valley News Sports. So we are out here live at the Amador Entertainment District, the live entertainment district. Max is going to get mad at me for messing up his name right now. We are at the Amador Live Eatery and Entertainment District out on the patio outside of the Broken Spoke. And of course, it is time to talk some sports. And I've got a guest just waiting in the wings right here. But first, let's take a look at a few of the things that happened over the weekend, as two of Las Cruces' four major high schools received football postseason bids this Saturday night. And Centennial earned a number 3 overall seed at the 6A level. Mayfield earned that number 6 seed in the 5A level. Now, Cruces High missed the playoffs for the first time since 2006, and Oregon Mountain failed to qualify for the postseason. But also, Gadsden earned a 10 seed in the 5A to mark their first playoff appearance since 1972. That's a long time. Santa Teresa earned a number 11 seed. And, of course, Centennial had one loss team, which went undefeated in district play. They receive a bye in the first round and will play the winner of number 6, Rio Rancho, and number 11, Alamogordo, in the second round. And also, for the first time since September 22nd, 2018, and we went back and looked this up, that was against UTEP, the NMSU football team heads back to Cruces victorious in a road contest. The Aggies put a damper on the UMass homecoming, notching a 23-13 victory in Amherst. Cyrus Dumas recorded his second interception of the season. That was a nice play. NM State had that one in the second quarter. Dumas now has 2 of New Mexico State's 3 interceptions. And Diego Pavia completed his first touchdown pass of the season when he found Jamani Jones for 39 yards. And also, that was Jones's first receiving touchdown of his NM State career. Aggie football has a bye week this week. And, of course, they will have their last home game of the season against Lamar November 12th. But that was a very exciting game, and Diego Pavia looked really, really good. Aggie soccer, the Aggies traveled to Riverside, California on Saturday for their regular season finale against California Baptist, and a chance to cement themselves in the number 3 seed in the upcoming WAC women's soccer tournament. CBU got out in front early with a goal by Elizabeth Oglesby, and the second attempt on her first was sent back by McKenna Gottschalk. And it only took 2:48 for the Aggies to answer in the late first half, a goal that would get them to the win, a 2-1 victory. And, of course, the Aggies and the Lancers will battle out again, this time in Seattle for the first round of the WAC tournament. The winner will go on to face the number 2 seed, Seattle U. And just a side note, and for those that were looking forward to finding out which team was going to be ahead in the World Series against the Phillies and the Astros, they had to postpone that game last night due to weather. And so they are actually going to be playing tonight. And then they'll have Game 4 on Wednesday, Game 5 on Thursday. And if necessary, Game 6 and 7 will be played in Houston on Saturday and Sunday. The off day is going to be 5 o'clock. That's the first game to be postponed since 2011. And that game was the St. Louis Cardinals and the Texas Rangers in the October Classic. So all that stuff going on this weekend. And this weekend also had a chance to hang out with our guest a little bit, as Brian Cox was on the trip to Massachusetts. Did you enjoy that trip? Of course, I think you got a very good birthday present.
It was my birthday.
It was your birthday.
That's all I wanted for my birthday was an Aggie victory on the road. And after the first quarter, we were doubting it.
It was tough. It was kind of
in Aggie and Coach Kill fashion, they righted the ship and they got the victory. So wonderful trip. The plane ride back, 4.5 hours was long, but it's a heck of a lot better with an Aggie victory.
Oh, yeah. There was, at least you're sitting there in that seat on the plane, and your legs hurt up there, your feet hurt at the end of it. I'm making my way down those stairs thinking, gosh. But then, I get to tell everybody we won. It was a great game. Diego played amazingly well. He came in and took over because
Frakes,
yeah, he went out in the first quarter.
He went out in the first quarter. I think it was kind of the scenario of, it's not working. Let's get Diego in there and get things moving. And it kind of worked. I think it gave him more of an option, of a run option with absolutely. A real threat. So you could tell they didn't prepare much for that, as Diego pretty much ran wild.
I think Diego was the leading rusher for right. Most of the game, if not all the game. I didn't get those stats at the end of the game. But it was a great trip. And like I said, every week you see something that makes everything look better and better. And I think we're getting closer and closer to what Coach Kill calls Coach Kill football.
Well, we have an opportunity to really slate ourselves for the great season that, in all honesty, we should beat Lamar. Liberty is going to be tough. Mizzou is going to be extremely tough. But,
Yeah.
if they add another game, it's going to be December 3rd?
December 3rd, I think. Is
Yeah,
what
the night we play UNM for basketball. That would be extremely exciting in my book. Game at 12, and we get a victory there, and then we get a victory against UNM that night. It could be an amazing atmosphere.
Yeah, Jack's going to be a little bit busy that day, but it is going. Yeah, but he likes those days like that, and it would be a good. You go to. I mean, that's an Aggie day right there.
Right.
The football game, and depending on who we get in there, I mean, that's a chance for another win. I think I said at the beginning of the season we had about at 5. And so
we get to play that UTEP game.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you we win.
If
4 turnovers killed us, and that's just one of those things that we play them later in the year. I feel we do win because we're not trying to figure a lot out.
It's a very young team, and there are a lot of people that were, like you said, they're trying to figure out who they are as a team.
Right.
And the one thing that I have noticed since day one, however, is that they're not giving up on anything. There's been a lot of years in the past where a team would come out and you can tell that they weren't into it. They were giving up. They weren't playing they weren't giving their 100%. And every game this season, they have continued to play, sometimes not well. I'm not going to mention that FIU debacle, but they continued to play till the end of the game, especially our defense. Our defense has been lights out so far.
Well, the terminology has been playing Coach Kill football.
Yes.
And I think they get closer and closer to that. Now, mind you, Gino, it's going to take time to get where Coach Kill wants us to. A sustainable program that's year after year after year is competing for a bowl game, competing for conference and whatnot. So it is going to take some time. But, I mean, you sit there and you look at it, that we're sitting at 3 wins.
3 wins. Yeah.
That might not sound a lot to a lot of people, but, no wins last year, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, getting a first road win, we beat UNM. That's huge. We had an opportunity to beat UTEP, but, I mean, Nevada was there. You could tell how hard these coaches worked throughout the summer to get us ready for Nevada. That was a really good game there.
And like you said, the terminology is Coach Kill football. Now, we may be, quite a ways away from what is actually Coach Kill football. But like I said, each week we take those steps a little bit closer. Sometimes we might take a little bit step back,
Right.
but we get closer and closer, and they might be smaller steps. But I feel those steps getting larger and larger as we go along and as we get into the season, recruiting into the off season, and then getting ready for next year as well. That things are looking very, very exciting for Aggie football here in the future.
I definitely agree with the recruiting aspect. It definitely adds a notch in your belt to beat UNM, because if there's any kids that you can pull from the New Mexico area, that kind of gives you that edge over there. But no, it's pretty exciting. During that off week, they were out recruiting heavily. Coach Kill was the only coach left. And he did an inter-squad scrimmage with the freshmen and sophomore, the kids that didn't get to play much, and analyzed those kids and treated them like the starters. It was pretty cool.
Okay, was that the week that we didn't play for San Jose?
No,
that was the bye week, the original bye week.
That was the original bye week.
Okay.
So it's like we have 3 bye weeks now. This is kind of crazy. And Coach Kill mentioned about consistency and continuity. Does it carry over? It's going to be hard for each and every week.
Absolutely. It's just like anything else. If you continue to work on something, the more consistent you are, the better you're going to get at it. When you have those breaks or something else like that, and especially with an unexpected break that was that San Jose game. And, I think I heard Coach Kill saying in a interview that if it was up to him and the same thing happened, he would have not played the game either. So,
you want to err on the side of doing the right thing.
Yes.
And I fully believe that the right thing happened there. And I think Mocha and crew, still carried through with some celebration as far as homecoming, because people were here, and you still have to respect that. And I think everything was done with complete class on New Mexico State side. And it was just, an unfortunate event. And I think everything was handled in the best manner that it could be.
I think it was really great that they still went over to Aggie Memorial. They still had the players out there. In fact, a lot of the fans had a chance to meet the players, and
the band,
autographs, and the band, and
the pride of New Mexico is definitely the best band in the state.
Absolutely. And also the fact that they gave a moment of silence for that player as well. That was a classy thing to do. And I think in and overall, under the circumstances, the best thing that we could have hoped for that weekend as well. Now, I know Mario and crew were hoping to get a game this weekend,
right?
But it looks like things didn't work out. It's kind of hard to get a game this late in the season, especially that short notice. So now they're working on that first weekend in December, and we'll see how it goes. If we do get that game, hey, I'm all for it.
I'm for it. I'm ready for a doubleheader. I mean, I think the atmosphere is going to be amazing. The people coming down for the UNM game basketball, they get a doubleheader. It gives them more of a reason to come down and watch football, then walk over, finish tailgating a little bit more, go to the basketball game. And I might add you better get tickets, because there's only less than 400 tickets left on the lower bowl, Gino. I don't know if you know that. For season tickets, there's less than 400 tickets left for the season.
And the season hasn't even started. They're doing the exhibition game tomorrow night, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think we're trying to see if we can get Coach Heyer in before the season officially kind of gets underway, or it gets really, really busy. So hopefully we'll get him in here, and we'll be able to talk with him hopefully in the future here with Mesilla Valley News Sports. That's I got to do it there. I can't do it like Ernesto used to do it, but I can do sports.
No, you just make up your own, Gino.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You're the man.
It's our sports podcast.
There we go.
We're going to have fun with it, and talking with John, if we can get Coach Heyer in, maybe a few others, and we'll see how things work out schedule-wise, because this is that busy time of year where everything is going on. You know, we're headed into high school playoffs. We're getting into, of course, the basketball season, towards the end of the football season. WAC volleyball tournament's going to get ready to go get started. I mean, we got all of these things going on, not to mention golf, track and field, cross country is going. Everything over at NMSU, everything that's going on with all the high schools. I mean, this is that busy time of year. The only other busier time than this is what we fondly referred to as HELL hockey sticks week, and that's usually during the basketball playoffs.
Okay,
and everything, because there's so many different things that are going on that week that we used to have to try and get on air and everything. So that was always a lot of fun. But it's a busy time, and if you're a sports fan here in town, there's a lot to really enjoy.
There's a lot to do, and I got to tell you, New Mexico State has been the ticket for me, for a lot of other people. For $15 for a seat for basketball, for what is going to happen with the higher ground thing that's getting ready to go on.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you just can't beat what is going on over at the university.
Well, I was hoping to see if we can get a little bit more of your history, because I know there's a lot of it. But since we've been talking at MSU, let's just go ahead and kind of go for it. Because one of the reasons that I really wanted to talk to you, and because I noticed that you was talking about it this weekend with a few people, and that is NIL. And for those of you who don't know what NIL is, that is name, image, and likeness, and what that means for some of the players here at NMSU.
Well, it pretty much started with Mark Morris. He sponsored a Santa Fe that kind of pushed this to the forefront and got this done a lot faster than other states, which enabled us to actually start on the NIL deals quicker. It did take a lot of work to get done, and I'm pretty sure that we were within the top 5 businesses in the nation, along with Pac-12 people and SEC schools and all that stuff, to actually get the replica football jersey and basketball jersey out there first, which is kind of like really unheard of for New Mexico State. So we beat schools like, let's say, Alabama and some other schools by doing that. And
well, it's not their fault that they're slow.
Well, what happens is that we have a really good relationship with New Mexico State. So Mario and crew, they got together, they announced the NIL stuff, how it's going to happen, what it needs to be done, and pretty much they step away for that. And then it's up to us to go behind the scenes and work with it, and working with Nate Flores, asking questions. And it was really the Wild West, Gino. It really was crazy. We're trailblazing away on the do's and don'ts, and hopefully it's more do's than don'ts.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, just to say the least. But I've really gotten to know a lot of the players personally, because we are talking to them on a different level. We are wanting to help them. I mean, before we would sell a replica jersey and we couldn't have their name on it.
Yeah.
Somebody would put their name on it and he would get no money, or she would get no money. Now we can market the jersey with their name, and they would get the money for that.
Yeah.
So,
Just to kind of to explain what really this is. For the longest time, of course, there's always been a conversation about the athletes at a university and what they do to make the university money. You know, you talked about schools like Alabama, you talk about schools like Texas, or all of these schools that have all of this money involved in a lot of things. And what happens basically is the players don't get anything out of that because they're college players, they're amateurs,
Right.
they're not professionals, they're not going to get anything like that. But there's been a conversation for a long time about, you know, why can't they do things, or why aren't they able to go ahead and make money off that? You know, if I think they had some of the NCAA video games that were quite obviously
that was the big one.
That was the big one.
one.
See, yeah, Wallace and I were talking about that before you got here. That was a big one where, you know, they were obviously having these players that were. I mean, come on. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous, but the players weren't making any money off that, but the schools were licensing all this stuff. And so that kind of kicked off this whole thing as to what these student athletes, would they be able to make money off of their name, their image, and be able to license these products so that they can go ahead and do that. And that's basically what we're talking about here and what's going on. And like you said, one of the top 5 businesses, mind you, not just schools, but businesses in the nation to go ahead and get this going is pretty awesome. And
I've had some other top universities contact me about doing some of their NIL stuff.
Oh, nice.
But we put so much effort into getting it right for New Mexico State. And trust me, these other ones would have been extremely lucrative, Gino. And I made the point to say, not right now. I need to take care of this because this is my backyard and I want this to be the best that it can be. And then we could discuss that. So we have some other universities that we're going to be discussing it with after the Christmas holiday to get done with the bowl games, the rush, and all of that, and then possibly set it up for the upcoming school year or go into some limited ones for other schools in the spring. So it's exciting.
I think you're going to need a bigger building.
Well, you know, it's pretty cool because we just signed a lease on another building today, Gino.
Nice.
And so we're moving ahead with some other stuff that's going to be pretty dang exciting for what we got going on to, you know, take care of some other schools and whatnot. So, I mean, our NIL stuff, it's called Pistol Pete's Posse.
Yep. And I'll go ahead and bring that up.
Yeah, bring that up right now. Right now, it's currently being trademarked, which is great. That
just make sure that got the right page up right here.
So there's the.
In fact, let me go back up a little bit just so I can show everybody to get there. When they go to the Aggie Shop,
they go to the AggieShop.com. Okay. So they're able to see all the stuff that we have in-house ready to go, or a lot of the stuff that we're going to take to the game because we are the official merchandiser for that. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get out. That's what I was going to ask you about that. But when you get to AggieShop.com, this is what you're going to see right here. And of course, you see a lot of the stuff that you have available: shirts, caps, polos. I like your accessories. I like a lot of your decals in there as well. But then you get to Pistol Pete's Posse, and it says NIL right there in the bottom left. When you click on that, that takes you to the page where, we go.
So there's all the individual sports right there. So let's stop there, Gino, because with Pistol Pete's Posse is I wanted to create something for every player. It doesn't matter if you're the second string lineman or the walk-on player. You should be able to get your own NIL deal. Yeah. It's just not about the big stars. So with the Pistol Pete's Posse is what we've done is we've taken that logo and you could get, it comes with that logo on the front and then you pick the name and number that you want on the back. So if they have a deal with us, that's how that works, is that they're able to go through and do that. And the athlete gets a portion of that proceeds. Now, obviously he would get more because it doesn't have anything to do with the university. Okay. So Pistol Pete is actually, yes, he's part of the university, but it's not trademarked or anything like that. So that's how that kind of works with that. Now, if you go to that, if you could bring that back up, and let's say if you select football, and I think that is the top left one, right?
Yep, there we go.
That's going to bring up where there's other options. So there's the Pistol Pete's Posse shirt on the left. We do have a hat that's we got to get more of those available. But then you have the NM State tee that will help each individual player. It has the word mark with New Mexico State, then the player on the back. Nice. Now, because it lists New Mexico State on there, the player does not get as much, but they're still able to. And then the replica jerseys have been huge. And I got to tell you, I saw Pete's Posse, the NM State tees, and replica jerseys in Amherst for Thomas Whitford. They had to put away 40 tickets for this guy, and every single one of them showed up in one of those gears. It was absolutely amazing. And Thomas was so thankful. He recognized me to his family, and he's number 85. He's the man.
And yeah, that's his backyard up there. And
definitely,
we were talking about that. He had a lot of friends and family up there for the game, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, and like I said, this is so cool for the players and for the fans as well, because not only are you going to be able to get that jersey, that T-shirt, or something else, just but you're helping to support that player in itself. They get a little cash out of that, so they're getting a little something right there. So I just think overall this is huge. And of course, those are those are football jerseys, right?
Those are the ones that virtually anybody can do, especially the T-shirts. I mean, we could put the replica jerseys up. Everything is made to order. Now, the football jerseys, they do take 4 to 6 weeks to get to you because we make them at that time frame. But we have the other section, which is the signature series shirts. Now, what was amazing was last year we pretty much launched this at the WAC basketball tournament.
Oh, there's the hat.
Yep. So we launched it at the WAC basketball tournament. That's when you saw the Teddy Bucket shirt come out.
Yeah.
That thing went crazy, especially when they mentioned it on CBS. But and that was one of the cool things, is that Teddy and I never really, hooked up or had a lot of conversation just because of their schedule. It's always so demanding. But now that I was in the mix with this, I got to know him a little bit better. He would come by the store and take some photo ops and do stuff like that. But it was really cool. It was really cool. And then, we had to do a Jabari shirt.
Absolutely.
So that is still active. It's just not on the AggieShop.com. It's on our regular sportsaccessories.biz on their stuff. And you could see that the Roland Rice Express was that. And that one did extremely good for Jabari.
Yeah.
The one that has topped them all is our very own favorite.
I can guess.
The man, the legend, Johnny McCants. Johnny McCants. And that just
I was waiting for you to get there just so I can go ahead and click on that.
So now we go to the signature series shirt. So when you reach the level of Johnny McCants or Teddy Allen, aka Teddy Buckets, or Jabari Rice, you get your own shirt, you get your own merch and all of that. And we have the long sleeve for Johnny, short sleeve. We do have replica jerseys for Johnny. You would just have to go back to the other page, but
you got the decals.
You got the decals. What's great is you see a lot of those on the back of the cars.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a bunch of those, but change it a little bit. I'm going to do Johnny's half court shot and take a bunch of those to GCU. And I love putting those on urinals around there. I mean, you just kind of put one here, put one there, put one there. It is great. It is great.
That is awesome. And of course,
Trevor,
one that, we talk about Trevor, but one that we know that a lot of people are going to go for is this one.
It's not the Deuce is Wild. It's Deuces.
Deuces, yeah.
It's supposed to be apostrophe S or something, but the Deuce is Wild. Click on that and bring that up. I had a fun time with that one because we're like, what do we do? Let's see here. Let's see if you can get it in the picture.
I can't get it right there. Let me do this.
So we have the dice, right?
Yeah.
Nothing but twos on the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Benjamin is 22. So that's how we come up with the 22.
22.
The cards, they're all twos,
Yeah.
4 of a kind. You got the jesters, the jokers in there. And what's cool about this is
that's just a nice looking shirt. It really is. You did a good job on that
one.
Thank
you. And it might get to the point where the player, we sit there to the player and go, is this limited? It gets to a certain part of the season, and then we could say, okay, we're going to stop making this. We're going to move on to a new one.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's all about marketing. It's all about, getting the most for the student athlete and
just checking to see if you have my size. You do.
You do. There we go. So that's how that one is. And I mean, there's some other great ones in there. One that we've had a lot of fun with is Dr. Bradley's.
Dr. Bradley's, really?
Yeah, Dr. Duncanstein.
Ah, yes.
We turned it into a movie poster, right? And it shows Frankenstein or Dr. Duncanstein coming across the court, and he's getting ready to dunk the ball. There it is. And, Dr. Duncanstein, straight out of LA, also starring the Panamaniacs.
Nice.
It's produced by Sports Accessories, but, it's really cool getting them their shirts and watching them light up. And there's the DeShondre Washington one. Mike Peake, he's skying over the Chicago skyline.
Yep.
We're going to launch Issa Mohammed's tomorrow.
Nice.
We're going to launch Kyle Fights tomorrow. We're working on ones for other players too. The key is not launch them all at once. You got to slowly let it out.
Everybody's got to wait for that next paycheck to make sure they can get the whole.
Now, Mario did show the socks that we're getting ready to have available.
Oh, he did. I did not see that.
So we have the Street Country sock with Coach Kill.
Oh, nice.
When Mario wore that, we are 1-0. That we got the road win for that, and then we got the Greg Heyer sock and the Jody Adams sock. And we got the Super Mario sock as well. That's good. Since he's such a good AD. But we've had a lot of fun with this NIL stuff. We really have.
Now, and once again, the way that this happens, does a player approach you? Do you approach a player, or is it?
It's.
Are you going through an intermediary?
Yeah. I mean, it is extremely tough to get to every player, and let's be honest. I mean, the higher profile you are, yes, we want you and all of that. And then we try to get to the other players, and we try to meet in a group to say, hey, if anybody wants this is out there.
Yeah.
And I've seen other contracts, and I got to tell you, my contract is one of the most generous ones for merch deals for every athlete. So I really made a point of it to really try to get this right.
Well, like you said, and we've seen the examples. You have the signature series, which is pretty cool,
right?
And then you've got the Pistol Pete's Posse. So there's everybody's got a shot right there, and
everybody wants a signature series shirt.
It's
just like I want. I'm like, but you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. Let's do something because it means more. Yeah. When Teddy exploded, I mean, it meant more then. I think if we launched it before then, it wouldn't have had as much flair.
Yeah.
Jabari came in, Johnny came in. It was just, and I mean, Johnny's still selling stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's going to be one of the classic all-time shirts.
Yeah. And the cool thing is about these shirts or the NL thing, NIL in general, is that you'll be able to get those shirts from those players, and you have those shirts when they're able to move on. Because we've had players to move on to the next level, and sure, they'll get those pro shirts, but do they have that Deuces Wild shirt? Do they have that Dr. Duncanstein shirt? Do they have,
you're a true fan when you show up with the Deuces Wild or Dr. Duncanstein.
Absolutely.
Or the Nothing But Net Kyle Fight shirt.
Yeah.
Is what we're calling it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see some of those and some of the others out there. And just in general, like you mentioned before, you are the official merchandising partner for Aggie. And what exactly does that mean?
So what that means is that gives us exclusive rights to sell at all of the sporting events for the university. It's something that I've been trying to get for an extremely long time. And they kind of put us to the test last year, and we were able to submit a bid, and it was decided by the university, not I don't think it was the athletic department. It was the university of who got the bid, and we ended up winning that bid. So that's really exciting that we're out at the football game. We are at the tailgate. We're inside the stadium. We're going to be at the game tomorrow night, launching the new basketball shirts in the northeast corner where typically the beer was sold. That is now the AggieShop.com room.
You kicked out the beer?
No. It all worked with Evolution because they said they're going to actually be opening up more lanes of kiosks with beers and all that stuff.
Okay.
So they were able to work us in there. And with the new suites that they're building, there's not room for us on the north end. So we'll be on the northeast end selling all the new swag. And what's great is that anything that Under Armour doesn't decorate, we decorate for the university. So we work closely with the coaches and the athletic department. So we are able to see what they're getting, get what they're getting, and sell what they're wearing. So you could get the same design or whatnot that the team practices in or what they're wearing.
Oh, that's great.
And if you look at the replica basketball jerseys, it looks just like their black one. So, I mean, it really means a lot where the coaches, you want that same polo? We got it.
Yeah. Well, actually that means a lot to a lot of everybody out there. But you know what? I'm not going to lie. I've been helping out with the Aggies for years, but to get my hands on some of that official merch, that
Right.
they get. Not so easy to do sometimes, because most of the time they go like, "Who are you?" But everybody knows my name. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But it is one of those things where you see the stuff that they work out in, you see the stuff that they're dressed in. When we travel, I look at some of that stuff and going like, man, I want that bag, or I want that pullover, I want that shirt, and to be able to now go over to you and be able to go ahead and get that same thing. Yeah, that's awesome, because every season I walk into Sports Accessories, because every season I'm looking for a new hat, I'm looking for some new shirts, I'm looking for some new gear that I can wear on these trips that happen through here. And I told you I was going to go in on Monday, but I ended up getting really busy. And honestly,
I should have brought you the luchador hat. I should have brought you the luchador hat. I was going to bring that
up here in a second, but I was going to go in on Monday, and I was just really still tired from the weekend. I said, you know what? I'm just going to take a nap. I woke up, it was 7:30. So I was like, oh, I think I missed it. But I am gonna get in there and get this lucha hat. This lucha hat, I love this. I am a wrestling fan, a luchador fan, and it is a luchador mask on there, and it's a really cool hat. Brian was wearing it over the weekend for the trip, and I said I got to get that hat. And then you've got a whole bunch of New Zia stuff that's out there as well.
A lot of New Zia stuff, cross guns, you name it. Well, what's pretty cool is that if you count me, we have 4 artists full time. That creative ideas, and we're getting to the point where a lot of the coaches go, hey, we want you to create it, instead of them coming up with stuff. Nice. They're all, we want you to do this or that or that or this. And one thing is that 575 design has been off the hook. We have a new hat coming out next week with the 575.
Yeah, you were talking about those over the weekend.
Yes, and it's going to be exciting on that. I'm just waiting for basketball to win, because we're going to put down the sleeve, we own the state, or we run the state. Stuff like that. And then that's what's exciting, is that we could turn on a dime, since we do the majority of the printing and manufacturing at my location, at one of my locations now.
One of your locations.
That we're able to follow the trends. And I mean, the zip code, or I'm sorry, the area code,
there you go, wasn't
my idea. A lot of other colleges were using it before we jumped on the bandwagon. So, I mean, I think Utah State was one of the first ones doing it, whatnot. But it was a cool idea, and we wanted to represent the university. But the 575 has been great.
Yeah, of course, we have to delineate between the 575 and the old 505 for sure. So I understand what you're waiting for. And you've been known to create special shirts for certain occasions, that
like
will
the Hispanic Heritage Day. We did the Dia de los Aggies. We come out with a new design every year. I get a lot of sad people in the store, though, Gino. They come back and they show me a picture of, I want this one. And I said, we just did it for that year.
Yeah.
We just did it for that year. I am going to announce, too, tonight that we are going to bring back Rosie, if you're familiar with Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
We have gotten a lot of requests. We haven't done that design in about 18 months. And based on the fact that everybody wants a new one, we will be coming out with that hopefully before Christmas. And that's going to be another hot item that we're able to adjust and turn on and make quickly.
Yeah. And, I was going to say, speaking of hats, this is where I was going to bring up the whole lucha hat and how much I love it or anything else. But since we've already gone over that, I understand we had just a little bit of an emergency with Coach this weekend. And it was Brian Cox to the rescue. What happened with Coach? Well,
we had to be on the bus at 8, right?
Yeah.
And
8:30, actually.
8:30. And I got up in the morning. I was doing work around the house and everything. I still needed to shower, all this good stuff. Well, the phone rings at 7:15, and I'm starting to panic because I see it's from Paulina, which is the equipment manager, and she's all, Coach can't find his hat. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I hear Coach in the background, nope, it's not here. It's the one I won for UNM when we beat UNM. All that. So it's a lucky hat. So I'm like, okay, I got to get to the store, get the hat, get back, shower, and get to the bus. Well, you don't tell Coach no.
Absolutely.
In this situation, this is huge. You got to get it done. So went to the store, got the hat, came back. My wife kind of looked at me like, that was pretty quick. I'm like, well, I'm not going to say how fast it went, but I got the job done.
No laws were broken.
No laws were broken. Wink.
No laws, no speed, no speed violations.
So it was great. He was able to wear the hat. And after the game, jumping on the plane, Coach sat in the front row. I kind of looked, I said, it was the hat, wasn't it? And he's all, it was the hat. So, Do I take credit for the win? I guess maybe. No, I don't. It's their hard work.
It is their hard
but
work.
But it means so much to me that I was thought of that just get it done. Call Brian, he did this and that and all that stuff. Coach wears every single one of our hats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one bowl hat that we came out with the horizon of the Oregon Mountains and the Zia Rising and
that's
and
one
all
of my
that.
favorites.
And then he has the 1888 wicker hat that he always wears. I mean,
well, this is one of the things that I like about Coach Kill is it seems like he's been here forever, that he's just part of this town, the way that he's integrated. And and I think I heard somebody say that somebody was talking that they met him and they say, oh, we knew he was going to work out just fine when he had jeans and some boots on.
Well, Coach Kill came to my son Calvin's graduation party.
Really?
Showed up, brought a couple people, brought a gifts, all of that. I saw that Mario had him at a Matanza within the first couple of days, and you see Coach over there in his booth.
Yeah, I heard
with the big ladle or ladle, and just mixing it. And I was like, man, this guy gets it.
Oh no, one of the first times that I had a chance to meet him was actually here last year. It was one of the first interviews that he did, and he was great, very personable, easy to talk to. He came into the radio station a few days later, and I mean, we're going to take pictures with Coach, and it seemed like one of my relatives over, he's like, come over here, get in here. It's like slapping you on the back and the whole thing like this, like, get in here for this picture. And he just, I don't know. There's something about Coach Kill that he's just like fitting in right in. And it just, his attitude makes you feel really good to be around him. And it makes you want to do things done. I could easily see how the players can really buy into this because he makes you want to do the best for him.
Well, you got Coach Beck. Yeah. He was a head coach. You got Coach Tony Sanchez, our very own Coach Tony Sanchez. Yeah. Back in the day, he used to be a head coach. Take a look at that. Take from that of like, you're talking, they're just not was a head coach somewhere. They were a Division I school head coaches, and now they're under Coach Kill providing that knowledge. It's pretty amazing. I got to tell you, when it was June and May, end of May, 1st of June, I'd be taking stuff over that they needed or whatnot. And it's 4:30 on a Friday and they're coming out of meetings and they're still going to be there for another 2 hours. Yeah. Absolutely. The work ethic over there is unbelievable. And being a local, born and raised here, I've seen a lot of coaches come and go and the way they work and how hard they work. It says to what's to come about what we have in store.
And that's why I say it's one of those things that gives you a good feeling about what the future holds for the football team. And, just in general, I think NMSU is on a really, really good track. Rob Bartz is killing it in soccer.
Of Rob.
Yep. They're going to be heading up to the tournament here soon.
It's a bummer they got to play California Baptist twice.
Yeah. They just played – actually, they played them twice already in the season, and then they got to play them a third time.
Right.
But sometimes it's the way that works, the seating stuff.
And that's been exciting being out at the soccer games. With our merch tent and our trailer and all that, having the night games and the atmosphere that has been happening out at the soccer
complex,
soccer pitch. At the pitch.
I thought it was a complex.
No, it is a complex. We're the pitch.
The field is the pitch, but the complex.
Which I followed him very closely because my daughter played for Freddie and Rob, and I got to tell you, Rob and Coach Miguel. It's got it going on. It's another exciting. It's just great to be an Aggie right now.
Yeah, and like you said, we talked a little bit about Coach Heyer as well, and what the Aggie basketball team is going to be looking like. And it's an exciting time for Aggie sports in general.
And don't forget about Coach Jody Adams.
Yeah, Jody.
She's another one that's been at another top tier program. She played at Tennessee. And I don't know if you knew that she was the starting guard for Tennessee when they won the national championship.
I remember that. Like one of the first interviews, I think I saw her.
She went to a clinic with Coach Pat Summit at Tennessee. She blew out her knee. Pat Summit carried Jody off the court, right?
Yeah.
Remember when she was like a sophomore. Yeah. And then she came back and played for her. You talk about the will of how to get it done. Somebody who's been there, somebody who knows. And what she's bringing to this program is called the Big Belief, about getting the players to buy in, and we're a family and we got to trust each other and we got to work hard and we got to be honest with each other about calling each other out. It's phenomenal. That's another great ticket to go and watch because you get to sit anywhere when you purchase the lady tickets, and there's going to be double headers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, like I said, it's an exciting time for NMSU sports. And you know what? I would be remiss if I didn't actually bring the fact that we've been able to go ahead and get these coaches and these great people to go ahead and come in. And it really is, I'm going to toot his horn a little bit, but it really is thanks to the efforts of Mario and what he's been able to do. I'd say he's probably one of the best ADs that's been here in years since I've been here, at least. Yeah. So, and you get the people that are going to inspire, and that's definitely what a lot of our coaches are doing right now.
Well, you have Mario, you had Mac Boston, Jim Paul. I remember when my dad was alive, it was old Speedy Gonzalez is what we called him, AD Gonzalez. I've seen a lot of transition. I've seen a lot of different people, and I've seen a lot of stuff. And I got to tell you, Mario grinds it out. His staff, his crew. You got Braun, always the guy that he can answer any question for that. And then Chet and Nicole, they do a great job with marketing and promotion. I think Learfield with Mike Perillo, he has done an amazing job with Learfield and getting it done all the time. He's the guy that's been here, I think, the longest, and it's been fun to work with him. But everything is just, coming into place. You kind of like, when is the hammer going to drop? Something bad, No.
I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I think it's.
And I'm talking maybe we don't win a game we should. And
I think that happened this year. That happened.
But that FIU. Are you talking FIU?
I'm talking FIU. I think
they came out after really getting their butt kicked. That's the only way to put it. They came back with a vengeance, and their team speed was impressive.
Yeah,
they were an extremely good team, and I think they put it together that night. And we weren't going to win no matter what we did.
Yeah. Well, I think we had a shot. But we also did not play up to what we should have as well. That is definitely something that I think as far as that FIU game. But once again, like I said, and like we talked about before, they're growing into themselves as a team. They're getting better. They're learning, and they're going to get better every day. That was not our day for sure. That was not our day, not by a long shot. Not like it was this past weekend or up against UNM. So those were definitely better days to go ahead and have right there. But now there's so much going on here in town in general, and like I said before, and I think I mentioned to you that if you start talking sports in Las Cruces, eventually you're going to end up talking about you in general, because you are involved in a lot of different things that are going on, not just through your store and everything else.
Right.
Because we have to talk about even all the stuff your family does with softball and everything that goes along with that.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing football and track and fast pitch softball. That was one of my passions. I played all the way until about 15 years ago when my kids got to an age where I wanted to spend more time with them. But, thanks to my mom and my dad and my brothers and everything, it was, I wouldn't trade it for a minute. And very competitive as far as fast pitch. My brother coached out at New Mexico State. He was getting ready to take over the head coaching position, and then he was killed in a car wreck. Greg Berry was the person at the helm and is getting ready to hand it over. And I mean, obviously there's an interview process and all this, but no, he would have got it. And I really felt that going forward, I mean, he was close friends with Coach Kendrea and everything. He was going to have a very similar program to that. But, a lot of ties to the community, born and raised here, Alameda Elementary.
Yep.
Picacho Middle School. My other brothers went to the old Alameda, Falcons. Mayfield, and university, played football here. Daughter played here. My son now goes here. My dad was the property administrator for New Mexico State. So I was that kid that would follow around.
Oh, you were one of those kids following your dad around all the
Yeah. But no, softball's been good, and I get to call the games with another very good announcer, Adam. He does an amazing job, and I'm excited to be in the booth with him on some games and able to pick at some of my softball knowledge.
There you go. Yeah. I like I said, at some point in time, I had to bring that up at least a little bit, because it's one of those things that.
Hey, I just grew up right down the street off Picacho.
Yeah.
Used to swim in the ditch, not labs.
Not labs.
That was like a quarter. No, we went straight to the ditch. That was free. We'd hang out at the Pickwick.
No, I know. I know.
And then swim in the ditch.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I remember getting busted by my mom as well at one time. And it was more like, what? And there were several words that I'm not going to say, even though we're on the internet, not going to say them at what we were doing. And sometimes it happened that my mom would have conversations like that with me, like when I was on my bike and I was like, 3 miles away from home. And she goes, "What in the are you doing here?
Right.
Get your home." And so
that's when Taylor Road was a very long way away.
a long way away.
That was like you were in Radium Springs.
It was a while ago.
Right,
We'll put it that way. Yeah. But like I said, I wanted to have you in here because the NIL stuff is really exciting.
Yep.
I'm really excited about that. And then just in general, everything that has been going on with you, I think is pretty awesome. And with the university and the hard work that you're doing and everybody else is there as well.
And we're still doing a lot for the high schools.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about any of the high school stuff that you've been doing for years as well.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff, not only with their NIL stuff, we have our boosterclubsales.com.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing that for at least 8 years, Gino. And I mean, we were the first ones to kind of do our type of software to get it done. And we compete against some national chains. But I mean, I've got 3 or 4 people that's all they do is the boosterclubsales.com. We're all the way up in Albuquerque, all the way to surrounding cities in Texas and all of that. But it's really helped my business a lot. And we doubled down during the pandemic to cater to a lot of that. And that has really helped. But I mean, all the way from the elementary schools to Cub Scouts, they use that web page as their fundraiser or just an avenue for them to get their orders done.
Yeah. Oh no. And I was something that I had, of course, you have to bring up every once in a while, and you just mentioned during the pandemic. I mean, when there wasn't a lot of sports going on, I mean, a lot of the businesses, a lot of the sports teams, all that had a really tough time during that. Think about the only one that did really, really well was golf because it's kind of tailor-made.
Right.
There's 4 people out there, you're outside, all this other stuff. It's kind of tailor-made for that. But, I mean, how tough was that for you during those years?
Well, we kind of started the Loyals to Local program where we went to the local businesses such as Chala's and Chachi's and I mean, the name can go on and Hot Springs Barbershop, stuff like that we did their shirts for their customers to buy. And like, it's kind of like an NIL deal that a portion of that money went towards that business to help them. And I mean, in Vintage Market, we did a lot of stuff for a lot of the local businesses around just to help them. And it helped us help them. And it was a really great program for that. It was good. I took a lot of pride in that, and we still did a lot of behind the scenes stuff for government work that we were allowed to actually have a skeleton crew in there for BLM fire and stuff like that was still going on. So we didn't take too much of advantage of that. I wanted to make sure that my employees were taken care of, and we kind of not full bore, but we were still able to do some stuff. But the key was to help businesses.
Yeah,
other businesses.
And while you do in situations like that, because you don't know exactly what's going on and what's happening, and there's a lot of rules and restrictions that were going on like that. I think we were lucky at the radio station that they deemed us as one of those businesses because we do talk to the public and everything else. So the interesting thing is that nobody was really in our building at the same time.
Right.
Because everybody had to come in and out at different times. So we were all in our building. The cool thing about it, and as you can tell, because I ended up picking up a lot of cool toys that helped me out when I was building my studio at home.
Nice.
So,
nice. That gives you time to do something else. And
exactly.
I mean, for me, and I think for a lot of people, it put it in perspective of what's important.
Absolutely.
And for me, it was my family. Well, God first, obviously, my family, and then my business. And my business was, what can I do to help my employees? And I felt my employees came out financially better because of all the programs that we were able to get with them and help them out and do some stuff with that they came out better post-pandemic. And then what can I do to help my community with the business? And that's what we did with the Loyal to Locals and helping, other small businesses and do that. So it was good.
I think that was good. That was good. Like I said, some people got into making sourdough bread.
Right.
You got into making shirts for the community, and I ended up buying a lot of equipment that helps me out when I do a podcast now. So
we did get shut down though, Gino. State police showed up with the cease and desist.
Really?
And walked in and it rightfully so. I mean, don't know who turned us in or whatnot, but it's all good. I mean, everything was kosher, but he came in and he served this, and I said, okay, so you want the fire chief not to get their uniforms, or you want them to not do this, this, or this? And he goes, you are essential. Okay, just call the chief downtown and everything, and they took care of it and all of that, and all that. My employees weren't too happy. Are you good? I'm like, no, everybody, you got to do what you need to do to survive, and we're doing the right stuff here, guys. You just keep working along.
Absolutely, that stuff was was essential. I mean, nobody wants everybody wants the uniforms and stuff in there. So you got to get done what you need to get done. That's all it is. That's all it is to it. Well, believe it or not, we were actually almost got an hour here, and I told you that it would be that way. And oh, you got a little treat? Oh, is that coming out right now? Yeah, be right out. All right, cool. Okay, so I was just about to kind of wrap things up, but now Max says that they've got a little treat coming out for us here.
You know what's amazing though? This view.
It's great.
You look at the Amador Live stage right there, and you see the palm trees. But I look up on the 10th floor, 3 windows over from the right was my dentist office.
Really?
Yes.
Up on the tower there?
Yes.
Well, I can show everybody what this is our view right now, and it's kind of a little bit dark because we're at night right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that is our view right now into the Amador Live battery and the patio. Ugh, gosh, I'm a professional. I really am. Out into the lawn right here at the Amador Live. You see the Amador Live sign. You see the palm trees here in the background. And then you see, I'd like to say the cityscape, but it's the one building and the lights in the distance that are right there. But it's really good. I'm enjoying it out here. We are in the beginning of November.
Right.
We are at the beginning of November. We're outside on the patio. I'm nice and comfortable. I'm not actually, if anything, I'm a little bit warm because I probably should have taken
like
the
60 degrees?
off. It's like 60 something. What I don't know. It was supposed to get up into the mid 70s, but I can't quite see it because I think we're going to get blocked. But you look over to your right.
Okay.
And you can't tell me that isn't a gorgeous sunset.
Well, see, you get the sunset and this. I mean, the way this is built is genius. It really is. I mean, you got the bar that just opens up, and we were here for the last concert. It was like 2 weeks ago. They had a band here. I guess they have a band here every weekend, don't they?
Oh yeah, they've got shows coming up every weekend. They've got a couple of shows coming up. They had to reschedule the Bone Thugs and Harmony,
right,
because
the rain,
lightning, whatever,
monsoon. It was nice, but the venue, it's just so cool. Everybody I brought here, they're like, man, this is why couldn't we have this?
You've got the Broken Spoke, which is right behind us, right there, because you can see the sign that's up there, right there. You've got 575 that's over there. They got another one upstairs. I can't remember what the name of the one upstairs is. But then you've got out here, and I have seen so many different events out here at the. I have seen everything from a few weeks ago when they did Paul McCartney. They did that tribute to Paul McCartney show. Which also got cut short for weather because it started raining in the middle of that. For some strange reason, musicians don't like rain and all that electricity up on the stage. It gets a little scary, I guess. But I saw that. I've seen different events that were being held here. They did this one little event where they had almost like I don't want to say a miniature golf thing, but it was like kind of a golf thing that had stations where you had to do that. And they did that. I have seen wrestling in this lawn. They set up a wrestling ring in the middle of that lawn, and we saw, I think, I'm trying to remember exactly what his name was, but it was
Gorgeous George.
No,
Superfly Snuka.
No, he's dead. Okay. Sorry, I had to
just some of my greats. Gorgeous George was my grandmother's favorite wrestler.
Really?
Yes.
Your grandmother's favorite wrestler, Gorgeous George.
I'm dead serious.
I was a big George the Animal Steel fan.
She went to watch him at the Coliseum.
Wow.
And he broke his back. And she was able to get all the way down there at the end to find out which hospital he went to and all this stuff and all of that. That's when she found out wrestling was staged.
Not quite so.
She did not. I'm the absolute truth. Absolute truth.
Well, it took me a while to figure that one out. Put it right down right there. Oh. Right in front of that camera.
Right here?
Yeah, we're going to have him pan down right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you the mic, my friend. And you can let us know what we've got. I thought Chef was going to go ahead and bring that out.
Oh, everyone's running around in there, so I wanted to come out. How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Okay, bring it down just a little bit more, Wallace. There we go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
there it is. Right there, right there. There you go.
Yeah.
Center that one right there. There
we
you
got
go.
the pork loin with rosemary stuffing, sautéed asparagus.
Mm-hmm.
It's comfort food. It's good food.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like turkey, but it's a pork loin.
That'll pass.
Right.
Yeah.
Are those sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes, yeah.
Sweet
potato,
potatoes.
rosemary stuffing. It's the bomb.
That looks delicious. And that, I understand. I was talking to another one of the cooks back there. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, man. He said this is your November special, right?
This is a November special. And then we also have like a spaghetti squash pasta. It's really good. So
Wow.
if you're wanting to go like, you know,
A little bit more healthy.
yeah, well, just like a more of a vegan thing, you know. I had it the other day though, and it was legit. It was very legit. But I'm gonna give it to you guys.
Oh, thanks. We
Sure,
appreciate
jump over
that.
there. You know.
You guys can munch
Yeah,
on
and
it.
Max, we were here during, I guess it was 2 weeks ago when the San Jose State was.
Uh-huh.
I've had one of the best Bloody Marys I've ever had. I wanna
Oh
let you know
yeah.
that.
Which one was it? Just
Straight up
just
Bloody
straight
Mary.
up?
Just,
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was just boom,
nice.
perfect.
Nice.
And in fact, we were just talking about all the different events that are held over here at the Amador Live, and I said I've seen everything from the Paul McCartney tribute,
Yeah.
you know, to the fact that you put up a wrestling ring
Oh
in the
yeah.
middle of the lawn right here. And I was trying to remember the name of the promotion because I know it was midget wrestling. And
It was yeah, I mean it was for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
you know,
it was-
the
it was-
midget wrestling warriors.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
Holy
Okay.
cow.
And
Yeah, it was
March
they had a-
17th.
They had a ring in the middle of the lawn there. They had the chairs
Oh, yeah, it
all
was like
around the
full-
whole thing.
full-
It was
full
a
tilt.
Wow.
I did the people up on the balcony upstairs were watching it and the whole thing like that. It was, and the weird thing was is that I came in to help out. It's one of the first events that I really got out to, you know, because we had to cancel St. Patrick's Day a couple of years ago. I don't know, coronavirus, little thing like that.
The
Yeah.
17th is infamous.
Yeah.
So the wrestling,
Mhm.
cancel of the state,
Yeah,
lockdown,
Yeah.
and that's our anniversary is St. Patty's Day. It'll
It's
be
Patty's
30
Day.
years in March for us.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We,
Congratulations.
We booked him again.
You booked them again?
Yeah.
When are they coming in?
St.
Can't say-
Patty's Day.
St. Patty's. You got to come out there.
Which
Nick.
is
You
on
gotta-
Friday. It's a
Yeah.
Friday night this time.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
you got to
So,
come out and check it out. It is
Backed
really
by
a
popular
sight to see.
demand. So many people were just like, what did we miss? So I said, okay, we'll
What
do it
just
again.
happened?
They have a whole new show, a whole new cast, everything.
And yeah, we were going by through some of the events that you've got coming up here, and like Brian was saying that you've got bands that are playing here all the time. You've got Friday coming up, Satisfied.
Yeah,
gonna be-
Satisfied. We got Chris Baker coming. We
Chris
got
Baker, November 18th.
and then we should have one more. Yeah.
Oh, you got
that's
the
April,
rescheduled. Yeah,
That's
the
the
April.
reschedule's up. Yeah.
Chris Baker's amazing. We've
Yeah.
had her for my daughter's graduation and her wedding.
Nice.
And you know, he has such a wide range of anything he can do, which is
Yes.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
the other thing we got getting ready to crank off is we're going to be doing 5 before 5 pregame from 4 to 5 before the men's
Oh, okay.
basketball games.
There we go.
oh, nice.
So come on over, and we got a big specialty menu. Everything's $5 on it. So
That's a good deal. Are
it
you-
will be.
Can you afford that?
Yeah, actually. Hey, let me grab the menu. I'll be right back.
All right.
5 for 5?
Five for five.
5 before 5?
5 before 5.
Was
So
what
that
it is?
because it goes from 4 to 5, so it's before 5 o'clock.
Okay.
But it's
Yeah,
5
it's
before 5, right?
5 before 5 Aggie game day at the Spoke.
So does that start tomorrow?
We're gonna start it
On Monday, the 7th?
no, because we're closed. It's the next
Okay,
one.
okay,
What is
okay.
The next one. It's
After the 7th,
yeah. Is it
I'd have
UTEP
to-
here or is it UNM?
let me pull up the schedule real quick.
I was just
UNM
looking at
is-
that.
December 3rd.
Western,
you got
New Mexico. So
Western.
UTEP's the 12th, but that's at UTEP at New Mexico. Is it going to be just home games?
Yeah, home games, and I guess let me see the schedule real quick.
I'm trying to make sure I've got the right date.
There's
Because we
Western.
November 7th at UTEP at New Mexico, the Invitational, and then the next home game is going to be UTEP on November 30th.
Yep, that's
Okay.
that's when it is.
And then December 3rd, New Mexico.
Yep. So starting the 30th, we got $5 before 5. We got Aggie margaritas, mules, paletta shots, cucumber shots. We got 16-ounce 1888s. We got
16 ounces.
we got a mystery bucket. That's going to be a good one. And then the other ones that have
I
been,
don't know.
they've been doing really good is those epic Western cocktails in a can. It's like the Paloma, the Ranch Water. Those are doing really good. And then to top it off, Neo Kid's going to be playing the pregame at Pan Am.
Right.
He's our resident DJ up at Jack's.
Yeah.
So he's going to be warming people up. But then the after party after every home game is going to be here. He's going to set up and play.
So if you like the action before the game,
you're just going to get more. Yeah, you're just going to get more of it afterwards.
And then we got the Aggie Ritas and the Pistol Pete Riot Punch for after the games. So
man,
every time I come here, I see Coach Hire here.
Oh yeah.
So this is probably going to be the hangout.
Now, if it's a Saturday, we'll do it up at Jack's, of course. But on like Wednesday games, stuff like that, we're just going to set the DJ up right here at the Spoke and hit it. So
yeah,
it's going to be
man.
fun.
Talk about wobbling in your shoes, man. Come on, come on.
But yeah, I mean, just follow us on Facebook and Instagram for the latest updates because we'll be throwing out posts game day and stuff like that, just so people to remind everybody.
Okay, hang on for just a second because we were getting ready to wrap up right here, but before we wrap up, we just had to go ahead and give a quick update on our fantasy football league because I lost. You lost.
Yeah.
Lindsay lost. I don't know how.
I don't know who won.
I don't know. All I know is that Monday night, just before the Monday night game, I checked my score and we're tied 100.8 to 100.8.
Ooh.
He has one player to play. And I was like, come on. All he needs to do is catch a ball, run a yard, get half a point, and I lose. And so I lost. He ended up scoring 13 that night. But so I was like, how could you end up with a tie? And what happens if, say, he gets injured and he doesn't play?
Yeah.
I was really hoping something like that would happen so I'd have something to talk to Commissioner Kelly about.
Who's bye week?
Bye week? I don't know who bye week is.
But they butchered me, skewered me.
Whoever had Christian McCaffrey was one of them. I mean, 40-something points.
Yeah, no, I got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then I had a player that didn't start. Thought that they were supposed to, and then
this week I've got 5 players. Half my team's on a bye week, so we're going to see exactly how that one goes this week. But I also wanted you here because I was told, Brian, that we have our league and it's a punishment league, and I was going to tell him because I like seeing the people's reactions when I tell them what that punishment is for our league.
Boy, okay.
First off, it's a charity league, so there is some cash involved, but whoever wins gets to donate that to whatever charity of their choice, right? But the loser,
last place,
does get a last place trophy, but they have to go and take the SATs with the high school kids.
Oh,
and and whatever they score on the SATs, that's on the trophy.
Yep.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would score on the SAT right now is because I have forgotten everything.
It's probably worse than Trivial Pursuit at this point.
It is really bad.
Jesus.
All I
Who
can
came
say,
up with that? Who came up with that?
Was it you?
No, it was Kelly. That was all
Kelly. Was it all Kelly?
That's awful.
Yeah. All I got to say is that
So
my math scores were never that good to begin with.
Is this every week that you have to go take the SAT? If you're
no, just at the league end. At the league end.
Okay.
Yeah. So whoever's last place at the end of the season. So because usually you get to the playoffs, everyone else kind of sloughs off, but now people are sweating it, dude, because they don't want to be in last place.
That is an amazing punishment.
It's one of the more
I think I'd rather have Tabasco in the eye than do that. I mean,
we'll get like the last dab off of Hot Ones and give it to you.
Oh my God, that is genius. It's awful.
It's awful.
It's awful.
Well, like I said, you said I can't even remember things. When I didn't take the SATs. I took the ACTs, and my math score was dismal. And I can only imagine what it is now because my teachers lied to me. They said you would never have a calculator with you everywhere you go.
I'll be honest. The ACT to be eligible.
I've got a calculator with me everywhere I go.
The ACT to be eligible for Division I, you had to get an 18.
Really?
18. 17. I got a 17. Had to take it again.
I don't remember what I got.
I know what I
ended
got.
Up
now
with
I'm
26.
afraid to tell you.
I ended up with a 26, but you're just sitting there like, boom, 8. That's all you need is an 18. You come back at a 17. It was awful.
Wow. Yeah,
it was awful. Came back, I got it done, but
I ended up
at a 27. It was just test
stress.
It was just
I know test stress. This is my stress kit was some gum, my pencil, the paper, the scan sheet that you needed, whatever it was for that one right there, and a bag of tissues.
Yeah,
because as soon as I lean over, start looking at the paper, my nose just goes
running.
and goes, and that's it. That was the test stress, and I ended up with a 27 on my ACT.
Dang.
But my math score was like a 13.
Yeah.
They made me take algebra again at the branch.
You need to put a caveat that if they don't hit a certain number, they have to take it again.
No,
because I'm the type of guy that's going to go in there and all C's and just walk away. And it's like
you got a 1 in 4 shot. Right?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Are you going to make designs on your scan sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would because that's absolutely miserable. You say you got to hit a certain number, or you don't,
because
you
whatever,
gotta,
however low that number is, it's there for life on that trophy, or until you lose it by accident in a garbage disposal. I don't know, one of the two.
We should do some t-shirts. I could donate some shirts that their name. I'll do that. I'll do that. I mean, anything to up this ante.
We'll talk later. Yeah. We'll talk.
Murray Bay. And I'm going to get out of y'all's way because I think my food's over there. So I'm going to go grab it. It was good to see you guys.
Definitely.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we will
5 before 5.
Yeah. Nope. I got one there.
You got one there. You go
so
ahead.
I'm gonna move this in between us, Gino.
Okay. There you go.
Try not to mess up your new fancy board there.
It's not fancy.
So let's see here. You know, my wife prepared dinner.
Really?
So
yeah, I may have them box this up and go because it looks that good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take my shot. Here.
Let me get some asparagus. Got to try the asparagus.
Oh wow. That's like a homemade stuffing right there, man.
That
is really, really good.
It's pretty impressive. Okay.
Hold the plate there for you. Now, this is the November special, so you could come down and order this. It is a special that they're going to have all throughout the month of November.
Do you know?
I know. I'm. Yeah.
Cutting you
November.
Right,
I couldn't say November.
That's not too big of a piece, is it?
No, I'll just take a little piece off the end right here.
I'm going for the full money right there.
Oh, that's nice.
Honey, I'm sorry. No.
Look
at that. I got to get some more of that stuffing.
That stuffing is delicious.
Holy cow.
And, you know, on that note, once again, it is their November special. Come over here and get it. Amador Live. As always, we are here every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. You can come over and hang out with us and check out all the specials, all the drink specials that they have. And, of course, we can talk a little more sports. Like I said, I'm going to wrap this one up because that is waiting for me on a plate that's right in front of me, and I am going to enjoy that greatly. See you here next week, 6 o'clock, Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. I'm Gino Aragon, and you guys enjoy your weekend, and I don't know, happy sporting.